Let's talk about the readiness assurance process quiz number 3 for module 3. The first one anybody missed was this number 2, and it refers to this table and the story so I wanted to reproduce all that. The key information here is that he works at a job that pays him $7 per hour, so any hour he spends cleaning windows comes from that other job, and the opportunity cost of his time is $7 per hour. Then he makes $2 for every window he cleans. All of you, or at least all the teams, got this opportunity cost of cleaning windows for an hour is the $7, so good job. But some teams missed the second one. John's benefit from his first hour cleaning windows is 7, 14, 18, or 2. Notice that the first hour, the windows he cleaned went from 0 to 7. So we call that marginal product, the change in output divided by the change in unit of labor. Notice that it's not relevant for this question, but for the first one it's 7. For the second hour, the marginal product is 4. The third one, the marginal product is third hour spent is 3 more windows. And since the benefits of cleaning each window are constant at $2, the marginal revenue for his hours of time, we can think about that, or the marginal benefit in these problems. We just multiply the number of windows by $2, and we get the benefit in dollar terms instead of in windows. So 14, 8, and 6. So he'd just this isn't what the question asked, but he'd spend time cleaning the second. He'd spend a second hour cleaning windows, but he wouldn't spend a third, because the benefits of that third hour would be less than the opportunity cost, so he wouldn't do that. But anyway, back to the question. His benefit from the first hour cleaning windows in dollar terms is $14. Another one that some teams missed is this question about supply. Individual supply curves generally slope upward. I mean, you know that from the supply and demand. So I assume that we eliminated A and C out of the gate because we know that's an upward slope. So let's think about why. Profits increase with quantity? Not necessarily. Remember, profits are equal to total revenue minus total costs. And while if the firm is a price taker, total revenue is just a ray from the origin with a slope of the market price. If I produce one, I get the market price for one good. If I produce a second one, my revenues go up by the market price, etc. So the increase in revenues is always the market price when the quantity increases by 1. So certainly the revenues increase with quantity, but costs also increase with quantity at some point inevitably. And so when the increase in costs is greater than the increase in revenues, then your profits are going down with output. So we eliminate B because that doesn't make sense. And then indeed C is our definition of the firm's supply curve from that example. And questions 1 and 2 parroted the example in the text that demonstrates why increasing opportunity cost or decreasing marginal product, same idea, leads to an upward sloping supply curve. So D is the right answer. And indeed, when we think about the theory of the firm, how the firm makes its output decisions, etc., we look at marginal costs and marginal revenue. And for a competitive firm, the marginal revenue, that's the benefit of producing one more unit, is always stuck at the market price. That's supposed to be a 0. It looks more like a D. And the marginal costs are upward sloping in the short run for reasons we've beaten to death now in that first 2 questions of this readiness assurance process quiz in the first section of chapter 6. Anyway, should the firm, if the firm starts at 0 units of output, should it produce the first? Yes, price is way above marginal cost, so you do better by producing that first one. Second one, yes. As long as price or equal to marginal revenue is greater than the marginal cost, you increase profits by increasing output. Well, only when marginal revenue is just equal to marginal cost should you stop increasing output. Anything less than that, you'd be better off increasing output. If you kept increasing output, notice that Q0 plus 1 unit to produce, Q0 plus 1, notice that it cost me more to produce than I received in a price, so I'm going to lose money doing that, so I wouldn't do that if I'm rational. So produce where price equal marginal cost. As we move from market structure, as we move on to other market structures, the general rule, firms maximize profits in the short run, well, in the long run too, but the long run functions are different sometimes. Marginal revenue equals marginal cost. That's our output rule. If you're going to produce greater than 0 units of output, produce where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. All right, a little bit of trouble there. Getting to the next page. Some teams miss number 7. One implication of the shape of the demand curve facing a perfectly competitive firm is that A, if the firm increases its price above the market price, it will earn higher revenue. No. Again, we're in this space where the firm is, we're looking at the firm's choices. Price, marginal revenue, marginal costs, all are in that dollars per unit of output unit. We can map them together. It's going to turn out that firms face a perfectly elastic demand curve. Competitive firms do. That's the graphical consequence of the firm being a price taker. And that means if the firm tried to charge a price higher than market price, remember there's zillions of firms producing homogeneous products and consumers have perfect information about that fact. Well, why would I pay one firm $10 for a good that I can get from another firm at $9? I simply wouldn't. So a firm that's trying to increase its price in a competitive market would lose all sales and its revenues would go to 0. So it certainly wouldn't earn higher revenues. If the firm decreases its price below the market price, it will earn higher revenue. Well, no, if I can sell all that I want at the market price, I'm a price taker, I can sell 1, 2, 3, a million, whatever, that's the assumption. I can double my output, triple my output, quadruple my output, maximize my capacity. I can sell it all at market price. Basically, I'm so small relative to the size of the market that those changes in output have no bearing on the market price. That's what's going on here. If the firm decreases its price below market price, now I'm selling everything that I could have sold at a higher price. Now I'm selling at a lower price. My revenue falls. Let's check out C. If the firm increases its price above the market price, it will earn 0 revenue. Well, I just said that. C is right. Well, let's hope D is wrong. Otherwise, I got 2 right answers here. The market would be unable to reach a new equilibrium if demand. Well, that's ridiculous. That was not even a good distractor. I bet nobody individually or as a team answered D. But there we are. That's the first 3 questions that anybody missed on the Readiness Assurance Process quiz.